Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to another week of Fashion Bytes Chat. I'm Hillary, founder of the Fashion Bytes platform. We're here to support and nurture creative entrepreneurs, filling in the gap between what happens in real life and education. Just trying to do this here. All right, that's pinned. This is our way. These chats are a way to connect, collaborate, and share. We truly hope that you find the information we provide practical and useful. It looks like Lauren is here, so let's get started. Okay. Also, if you've missed any of the chats, we've been around for a few weeks since June. They're on IGTV. Hello.
Hi, you right?
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's getting darker, but all good. All,
Yeah, it's getting darker.
all yes. We're delighted to have you join us
Oh,
today. Thank you so much.
thank you for having me.
Please tell us a bit about yourself, Lauren.
Of course. My name's Lauren Ahluwalia. I'm based in Nottingham. I think we're about to go under tier 3 restrictions. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, not great. But I'm a social media consultant and I work at an agency called AdTrack. And I've probably been working in digital marketing for about 6 years now. And I've done
okay.
everything from SEO to Google Ads, but I really found my place with social and social advertising. That's what I love. And so that's what I do day to day. And yeah, I also am part of a really cool campaign with Facebook called She Means Business. And if you're a
Mhm.
female entrepreneur, go check it out. There's so many great free, I'm saying free as well, like free training opportunities. So it's really good.
Okay, wonderful. Um, right. So let's jump right in. Um, Maybe this is a personal question, but social media seems quite consuming and overwhelming, perhaps. Um, on average, what amount of time should you invest in your social media?
Yeah, that's a huge question. I'm someone who I work on social media in the day, I'm on it in the day, I'm on it on the evening, and it's really hard to switch off. And if you're a business owner, you need to really create that divide between work and pleasure. And especially with social, you should definitely like be really strict with yourself so you're not, spending ages. But I really do think that you need to plan your content, and planning
Mhm.
content can take hours. Like if you're gonna do like 5 posts a week, that's probably about 5 hours right there. So, and then you've got to add on the engagement and talking to people on top of that, like replying to comments. That's probably another
Mhm.
half hour, like potentially 20 minutes each day. So it's really up to you on how much time you can invest on it.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Speaking of content, do you need a content planner or a social media planner
Yeah,
to make life easier?
definitely. Like this is my number one. Plan your content. Today, I'm really proud. I planned content for December. December. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We're in October still.
Yeah. So like getting that far ahead, it just puts so less stress on yourself. If you're able to plan posts in advance, you won't believe how like less stressed you will feel, and you'll definitely feel more accomplished, and you feel like you'll have a plan in action. So definitely
Right.
for sure, get together a content plan. So if you're going to do 1 post a week, make sure you plan it. Make sure you decide what type of content that's going to be. Are we educating people today? Are we showing off a product today? Is it a case study? Is it a testimonial? Decide what type of content it is. And it's so much easier to then plan it. Because if you say, okay, once a month, I'm going to do a testimonial. Once a month, I'm going to show off a piece of an item of clothing or a piece of jewelry. And once a month, I'm going to do a behind the scenes. You're going to make it so much easier and so much more structured plan to your day to day that is going to not feel like hard work. You're going to enjoy it so much more as well.
Yes, I'm warming up to the idea, just slightly, slightly warming up. How how important is it to have like a checklist of what you're hoping to achieve for your business?
That's quite interesting. As in, like, do you mean like followers? What do you mean?
Like if you're hoping to gain more followers, as we
Mm.
all are, if you'd like to decide how to convert a follower to a customer, how is it important to have kind of like goals set
Mm.
before you do your social media?
Yeah, definitely. So, what I would say, there's a checklist you can do when you're doing the post on a day-to-day business, day-to-day. So you can do like, okay, does my post have a clear goal? Does it send out the clear message? Does it, or is it just like a random post? Really make sure your messaging is really clear. And also, I'd
Mhm.
say make sure you've got a really clear call to action. I always try and make sure with the content I do for my clients that there is something for someone to do. They're not just seeing a pretty picture, they're being told to look at the link in the bio, or they're being told to go on this website, or check this out. So there's always an action in place, because without an action, someone's just going to scroll right past you. But if you're trying to get something done and achieve a goal, then definitely do that. So I think, yeah, having that checklist on a day-to-day basis is really cool. And also create, people hate this, but smart targets. Have you ever done smart targets? Or
Never heard of. Please tell more.
so S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for, I think it's actionable. Oh, you really test me now. R is
Yep.
for results, and T is for time. I would say Google it. But what you can do for that is really like plan, okay, so in 3 months' time or in a year's time, I want to get to 1,000 followers, or I want to get to 500 followers. So then you can really have those milestones. So for me, I've just created a new personal account, the one I'm on now. And I said, okay, by the end of the year, I'd like to get to 200 followers, because followers is kind of a vanity metric. You know, you can have 1,000 followers, but you might not get any sales. So it
Mhm.
really does depend. So yeah, definitely think about the goals you want to achieve. And if it sales you on, try and make it a goal that, okay, by December, Christmas is coming around. Let's see if I can get, 10 purchases from Instagram in December, and really work towards that. Okay, what am I going to need? I'm going to need links in my bios. I'm going to need amazing images. I'm going to need to do video to show off the products. So it's great having goals, but I want you to think about how you can actually get to them, because we can all say we want 10,000 followers, but that's so hard. So it's doing all that work in between, and like that's the testing bit, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. So we know that it's a crowded marketplace at the moment. Well, especially now because more and more of us are going online. What are some tips to stand out and find your target audience?
That's a really good point. So it is so crowded. It seems like everyone has a business these days, which is great. Everyone should have a side hustle. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. But I think ultimately, the way you're going to stand out is being yourself. I know it sounds
Mhm.
like a bit cheesy, but you're going to have to be authentic. If you're copying someone, you're always a step behind, because you're watching what that person's doing. You've really got to focus on you, focus on your product, focus on your service. What are you doing? How can you showcase who you are and your product and services? So always, yeah, try and be who you are. And if you're scared of coming on camera like we are today, test it. You know what? You might surprise yourself how good you are as well when you're doing those sort of things. But yeah, definitely also find people who inspire you. It's so
Mhm.
crowded out there, but if you've got a niche, it's so much easier to find other people in your niche, and like
Mhm.
other accounts who are maybe, they might be like a year ahead of you, so you can see what they've done and how they got there. It's all public knowledge. You can scroll back into their history and see where they started from. So definitely look at your competition and see where you are. What was the second part of your question? Totally forgot.
No, I think you've covered it. Just to how you stand out and find your target audience. You know
Yeah,
who. Yeah.
target audience as well. Yeah, I definitely look into hashtags. hashtags people think are a bit 2008. No, on Instagram, hashtags are still really important. Like, I follow hashtags. I don't know if other people do, but people actually do follow hashtags. And then the content you don't follow then appears in people's feeds. So hashtags, research hashtags. You can have up to 30 per post. So that's quite a lot. And you really want a mix of like the big hashtags, like where there's like a million posts for it. And then you really want some more niche hashtags as well that might be more local to you or more in around what you do. So definitely in terms of finding your target audience, make use of hashtags for sure.
Hashtags. Now, speaking of hashtags, is it okay to use the same ones all the time when you're posting yourself?
So I've seen a lot of people talk about this recently, actually. I've seen quite a few posts. I would say always make sure your hashtags relate to your content, because if you're copy and pasting your hashtags, something's going to slip. You're going to end up putting through like the wrong word. I've done it before, like the wrong hashtag for a piece of content. So I always try and make sure that you are researching hashtags for each post, because each post is different. You're not putting out the same thing each time. And you never know, like, more people are going to find you by making them more versatile. So you're really doing yourself a favor by changing your hashtags up, making it a bit different. You don't know who's going to come knocking if you change it. It's quite interesting, actually, because there's just so many people on Instagram. I remember even last week, I changed some of my hashtags around. I had different people come at me from a different niche that I wasn't expecting, just because I changed my hashtag. So powerful.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. Now, this is a kind of a combination question. With the looking at platforms, there are many platforms that we can use. Now, how do you figure out which platform is best, and is it different depending on if you have a product or a service-based business?
Yeah, for sure. So this is super important. Getting your platform right is so important, because what I say to potential clients and people that come in my training courses, don't spread yourself too thin. Don't be on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook. You can't do it all. So try and pick one or two if you can. Sorry. But maybe you can do it all. Maybe that's your full-time job and that's what you're great at. But if you're a small business owner, you're going to struggle trying to keep up with it all. So I'd really say pick one or two potentially. And if your demographic are on Instagram, go on Instagram if that's where your product is going to do best. And also with Instagram, there's new features being announced all the time, from Reels to Stories to IGTV. There's lots, and Instagram shopping as well. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about that. Like, Instagram shopping is here, and you can buy just from clicking on a product. It's insane. So if you have a product, I would say maybe Instagram might be the best place for you. But if your demographic is slightly older, they might be on Facebook still. So it might be that you need to switch to Facebook. And especially the service question, if it's clickable for LinkedIn, if your audience is on LinkedIn, then go for LinkedIn as well. But yeah, back to my first point, don't spread yourself too thin. You don't have to be everywhere. I think try and do one or two platforms really well, because you're just putting on so much pressure on yourself, and then the audience might not be there. But if you're getting engagement across the board, then I'm not stopping you. Like, keep going. Yeah.
Okay. And with you may have mentioned this, but I know consistency is key. So realistically, how often should you post? Per day, per week, per month?
That I get asked it all the time, like, oh, how often should I post? How often should I post? And it's like, I can't give you the magic answer. Some brands, like in the style, they're posting twice a day, 3 times a day. Then you've got some brands that post 4 times a week. And then you've got some brands that maybe post once a week. It really depends on you. And if you're able to do it and put the time and the effort into doing it properly and spend that time, definitely do as much as you can. But I would really think about your return on investment on your time. So if you did 5 posts that week, did it pay off? Did you see an increase in followers? Did you get an increased traffic to your website? Or actually, the week you did 3 posts, did you get just amount the same? Did it matter that you did more posts that week? So I would really test what happens posting twice a week. I mean, I did read something the other day that was like, just try posting once a day and see what happens. And yeah, if we all had the time, post every day. Go for it if you have the time and you've got that energy to do it. For a lot of my brands that I work with, it depends on how much they pay to how many posts they get a month. But a lot of my brands, they get a post 3 or 4 times a week. That's what we try and aim for. But if they're good quality posts and I'm spending hours creating content for them, thinking about hashtags, creating the right message, then maybe 2 posts is enough for that week because they're quality posts. They're not just, oh, here's a news article or here's a tips post from like LUK. So I really put quality over quantity at times as well. It's not all about what can you get out. Think about the long-term goal and what that content's going to get for you. So yeah.
No, that totally makes sense.
Oh, good.
Now, with content, which helps engagement, do you find that videos or call to action, what helps engagement? Which one gets you a higher engagement, do you think?
So video to image?
Yeah.
I think at the moment, people are seeing video.
Right.
Facebook have always said that the Facebook algorithm, and then I'd say Instagram algorithm, because I imagine they're pretty similar, has always favored video content. But with video on Instagram, you see that you don't get as many likes potentially. So sometimes if you're looking for the likes, you might not get that. But video seems to be doing really well. And what I'd say about Reels is that people are seeing huge engagement for Instagram Reels. People are seeing double the number of views as a normal video. So I would say if you've got the time to do Reels are only 15 to 30 seconds as well. If you've got the time, then go for it with Reels, because you don't have to follow someone to see their reel. It can appear in the explore page. So I think Reels are really going to take off. And I've just noticed today my account's upgraded and Reels are now at the bottom of Instagram. Like they've changed the app. Instagram was so invested in Reels that they've changed the app format and the notifications are now at the top of the page. So Facebook and Instagram are basically saying Reels are the future. Goodbye TikTok. So I was going
to ask you about TikTok. So okay. That's it. We've had a question pop in. Why is Reels refusing to allow me to use music?
Oh, so I know that the music feature isn't put out to everyone yet. So if you've not got, make sure your app's the most up-to-date app. If that's not it either, I think it's maybe just a waiting game. I'm so sorry. Instagram just pick and choose who they give stuff to. Make sure, if it's a business account, make sure that all the settings are correct. If it's a personal account, that might be why you're not seeing the music. Sometimes business accounts get the best features first because they want businesses to thrive on Instagram. So it could be because you're a personal account, or it could be because you're a business account.
It is a business account. I recognize the person. It is a business account. So it's more waiting till they establish or who it's going to.
Potentially. I mean, I'm always on the Facebook help desk. Not many people know about this, but Facebook have a help desk where you can just chat to people on Messenger. I think there's one for Instagram, so you could maybe Google that and see if you can get some actual help, and see if anyone can help you out there. That could work. If you're getting really frustrated, get in touch with Instagram.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that there was a chat function on Instagram potentially, because that would be extremely helpful.
Maybe there isn't. Maybe I've made it up, but whenever there's an issue, I can go on the Facebook one and talk.
Yeah. And essentially it's the same company.
But
now how do you make a video or image go viral? I keep hearing this go viral thing. It's never quite happened to me, but how does that happen usually?
So
Do we know?
usually, yeah, I mean, viral content is like gold dust. It's the dream of every content marketer, every social media manager to go viral. It takes a very specific type of content, I would say. It has to be groundbreaking. It has to be um, worthy of sharing, and it has to be, I would also say, authentic and relatable to make that everyone wants to share it and everyone wants to put that thought out there into the world. So yeah, I was reading a viral piece earlier that was just about like 10 foods not to eat, and it went absolutely viral. And it's like, it's really like negative story about don't drink milk and stuff, but somehow it got thousands and thousands of shares, and it really helped improve their SEO rankings as well. So with viral content, there's no, when you plan to go viral, that's when you don't go viral, that's when it fails. So actually, like, sometimes it's a surprise when you go viral. But you know, it's gonna take time and effort to think about that content idea that is gonna go viral, and it is gonna take, yeah, more time and effort than your regular post, right? So if you're looking for that longevity, that sort of thing, then definitely aim for it. But if you want those thousands of views, definitely check out Reels and TikTok, and make sure you're utilizing the hashtags. Make sure you're writing nice for captions on Reels and on Instagram as well. Captions are really showing to have a really good impact. Like the longer captions these days are really getting that boost in the algorithm. So I would say think about those sort of things as well. Like, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, when I see a lot of verbiage on a post, that it looks more like a blog, and
Mm.
I always think that Instagram is instant.
Yeah.
So so you're saying more and more, the more you write, that's becoming a positive thing with the algorithm.
I am seeing that, yeah, that the posts that have the longer piece of content that really tell a story, or show some kind of more human interaction and someone's experience, when they share that and open up, that's when the story can really happen. Yeah, because Instagram have made it so that you just, you know, do a Kylie Jenner and put two emojis, but unfortunately the rest of us can't do that if we want to make a sale or if we want to do something. So telling your story can really help. You know, not everyone's got the time to read a long caption. I get it.
Hmm.
But I'm starting to make sure I write thorough captions and really take the time to talk to your audience, because these days as well, people aren't going on websites as much. Like Instagram make it really hard for you to go onto someone's website and leave the app. So if you're able to tell your story on Instagram, it's a bit more easier.
Right, right. Are there any tips or tricks to reaching new audiences? So you have your
Mm,
target audience, but if you want to attract
yeah.
new people,
Mhm.
how would you go about that?
My first thing would be ads. If you really want to reach new audiences, look at
Mhm.
ads on Instagram and Facebook. Um,
Okay.
Ads get a bad rep, but the algorithm is so against businesses that ads is kind of what they want, what Facebook want us to do is to spend some money. So if you've got a budget and you can spend, it's from like £5 ads, it can start
Mhm.
relatively cheap. If you want to reach new audiences that you've never reached before, ads all the way. If you don't have a budget and you want to keep it organic, then that's when it comes to creating that shareable content that your audience are going to share, doing videos like this, doing reels, like Instagram live, that
Okay.
means doing reels,
Yeah.
doing hashtags, doing all those bits we've been talking about. But if you like, actually, I'm not reaching anyone other than these 200 people, maybe it's time to step it up, ads, and just see that reach. Because this is why I'm into social, really, is because of the advertising side of it. That's how I got like shocked into being like, oh my God, this is amazing, because the reach is insane, and what you can get for £10 is thousands of views. So if that's where you want to go to and like step up your business, I would say test advertising. I know for some businesses though, it's just not possible to invest that money, but you don't know until you try it, I guess.
Right. Now with that, a while ago, maybe a couple of years or so, there was a Facebook remarketing where I think you target users who've visited your website.
Yeah.
Is that still used? Is that still a thing, or is that ancient now?
No, yeah, I still use that for my clients all the time. So remarketing is a huge tool. Basically, you just have to put some code on your website called Facebook Pixel, and then you can do remarketing on Facebook, on Instagram, and all of other Facebook's other products as well. So remarketing, definitely, if you're going to go into advertising as well, look at remarketing, adding that pixel code to your website, and then you can be that annoying company that follows people around on the internet. I mean, we all get it, right? We're on Amazon one moment, the next minute the shoe that I was looking at has appeared, and some people don't like remarketing, and they think it's scary that Facebook have all our data, and some people don't want to do that for ethical reasons as a business. But for my clients, they do want to do remarketing because they know if your product is expensive, people don't always buy it on the first time, but they might buy it on the second or third time they see your product because they've thought about it, they've compared your product to others. People don't always buy on the first click, and that's what people need to remember. So that's why remarketing is a really good tool, because you get people back to your website, and maybe that's when they make the purchase or sign up for a newsletter or that sort of thing. So yeah, remarketing.
Oh, excellent. Now, sometimes I see personal things on a business account.
Okay.
Is it important to keep it separate, or is everything getting, merged? Yeah.
I think there's boundaries. I think you can draw a line. Like, I don't want to see too much, do we? We want to keep it classy. We want to keep it, because also Instagram now is your shop front. You've got to see it that way. Some people are going to keep it professional, and people are going to just keep on putting on their face and making sure that, people are buying a brand and buying your service. You want to look as good as you want to look. But then there's more people who are just want to be more authentic and relatable to their audience, and might, show the downright dirty times in their lives, and they're happy putting it all out there. I think you've got to do what you want to do. And Instagram over the years has all been about perfect imagery. So it's kind of changing to be more human. But it's really up to you and who your target audience is. Like, is your audience going to really resonate with this? Are they not going to like this sort of content? But you don't know really until you test it. That's the annoying thing, is like, you don't know how someone's going to resonate with you, right, until you've done it. But some stuff is too personal to put out there. I'd say on your business account, have a personal account, have a business account, and they can merge, but maybe not too much. Yeah.
Right.
I can see that. Yeah. What's your view on that?
I think it should be separate.
Yeah.
Just maybe I'm old school, but business is business, and I think you can be authentic and show different parts of your personality without showing your laundry or pets.
Exactly. No, I love it, because also, like, it helps you switch off, because if that's your business account, you can be like, okay, that's not relevant for this account, that's going to my personal account, and you can have that divide. It makes it so much easier.
Exactly. So in the beginning you mentioned She Means Business. Can you tell us more about that part of your
of
job?
Course. So I'm going to say about 3 or 4 years now, I went to Facebook and I had some training, and it's all part to be a part of this huge campaign called She Means Business. And Facebook's aim is to train, well, it was 10,000 women a year. I think it's 50,000 women a year now, and like female entrepreneurs, it says, in Facebook products and Instagram products. So helping women like learn how to do Instagram stories, or how to set up Instagram shop or Facebook shop. So there's so much training. So what I'd say is simply Google or on Facebook itself, go to the Facebook She Means Business page, and you'll see so many events there. And this is with Enterprise Nation. Enterprise Nation are running all these events. That's who I'm running the events with, and they do so many events. I think I'm doing another Q&A with them next week, with some other people as well, doing all the Q&As. But there's also just like really good sessions, and some of the sessions are about an hour long, teaching you how to do Facebook ads and teaching you how to create really good content for Instagram. So if you're a small business owner, definitely check it out, because it's just a great campaign, and it's from Facebook as well. So you know it's good content, you know it's just not someone random off Instagram or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's their content, it's their slide decks that we use. So it's good.
Okay, excellent. And finally, tell us about what you offer in terms of organic and paid social media, because that's what you do. So yeah, tell us about you.
So I'm kind of a bit of a freeway hybrid, I would say. I do a lot of training. I do most of my like freelance work, I would say, is training. Slightly less this year because of COVID, but hoping to do more online events. So I do a lot of Facebook and Instagram training, and just really going over the basics as well. Like some people just want to know how to set up a Facebook business page, like, and they don't teach that at school. That is something you got to learn as you go, right? And yeah, I also do organic and paid social for kind of freelance clients as well. And ultimately, I want to just help brands thrive and do well and actually get a return on investment. You know, Instagram and Facebook is actually hard. Like people think, oh, just because everyone's got it and everyone's using it, it's easy. Actually, no, to do it well and to get sales and to get people clicking to your website, that's the harder bit. So that's what I like to help my clients with. So yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that was a very quick session.
Oh God, yeah.
But absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Join us again next week at a special time of 7 p.m. Our guest will be multifaceted, creative entrepreneur Natalie Woggs. Until then, thank you very much. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.